Vortex. You want me to show you these posters that I did? I'll show you the ones that I'm working on first. And then I'll show you the ones that I actually finished. Well, actually, I think I finished one of them. I lied. I didn't finish 2 of them. I only finished 1 of them. But, well, one of them is almost done. Yeah, I'll show you the ones I'm working on now. So you can see, like, the beginning before I show you the finished product. You're supposed to feel your feelings. You are not any better, you're just numb. Okay, I think that you guys, if you're familiar with this channel, you know what that's about. Pleasing God gets me off. That's hilarious. And probably offensive to religious people, but I don't care because religious people are stupid. Okay. So I did this poster tonight. This was the last poster that I did before I left. The comment section is the universal narcissism reveal. It's so true. It's so true. It doesn't matter what comment section it is. And that doesn't mean that every person that comments is a narcissist. But that's where the narcissists like congregate. Okay? Because they don't have any impulse control. So they pick fights with people online. Yeah, this is the one that I'm working on. I'm almost finished with it though. It says the victim mentality is the ultimate stopping place. I think I'm probably going to color stopping place orange as well. I might leave it white. I like it white. I think that white is a good contrast. But this is the one that I really, really like. I think it's super cool. No matter how much you add, the sum is still the same. See, I talk about this a lot. How people that don't know themselves, people that haven't figured themselves out, they just add stuff, you know? So I'm so glad that I was an alcoholic in my early 20s because I figured out, okay, I add booze. I figured out I was crazy. I mean, I already knew that. I didn't need vodka to tell me that, but it did. Well, vodka revealed that to other people. But a lot of people, they think if they add drugs, not just psych meds, but like supplements, I see this a lot, supplements and like these people are heavily influenced. So they just kind of go along with whatever is like influencing them. And that makes sense. What I just said makes perfect sense. I didn't even mean to say it, did I? But yeah, like a person that watches excessive YouTube videos, it's like they kind of lose themselves in whatever content they're absorbing. Or maybe they lose themselves in a person that they're in love with, or a person that they want to be with, or like a friend group or something. But it's like they keep adding, but the sum is still the same, because I think I sang about this the other night. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago, I don't know. But it's like when you feel like you're not much of a person, like you feel empty, and you can't really explain that feeling. I mean, it's a shameful thing. It's a very shameful thing. When you feel like that, it doesn't matter how much you add. It doesn't matter, like, who you hang out with. It's like, they might distract you. But because you're the one in the equation, and you feel less than, you feel like you're not important, you feel like you're not good enough, it's like, it's always the same sum, you know? Yeah, I think this poster is so important in regards to like codependency and addiction and be quiet, Thelonious. Thank you. Yeah, it's like people that attract somebody that's not good for them. And then they get out of the relationship, and then they attract somebody else that's not good for them. And they just keep repeating the same cycle. It's like you haven't figured out that you're the one that's empty. You're the one that doesn't add up. You know? So you're trying to fill the void with all this, like, people, places, and things, right? I talk about that a lot. So, friends, spouse, significant other, people online, total strangers that you can yell at, places, you know, maybe your job. A lot of people lose themselves in their job. I used to do that with Steak and Shake. I was like so obsessed with my job, and I would just hang out like way past my scheduled time. And I totally got taken advantage of because of that shit, you know? And then I get pissed off about it. And then I realize, no, it's you. It's you. And then I learned how to set a boundary. And I stopped caring if I pissed people off. Or if they acted like I didn't do enough. I mean, my manager, like, tried to guilt me into staying tonight. But I was like, no, I'm doing comedy. I've already worked. I'm doing comedy, and I'm so glad that I went. I'm so glad that I trust that instinct, because I was able to sign up second. So, yeah, and it was good. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for these abilities. I do not possess them on my own. But yeah. Obviously, those things could amount to quite a bit. You know, all kinds of things that we add to our lives that just subtract. I mean, if you look at all the things that people have that they think are going to complete them, and they don't. So it's like alcohol is the thing that a lot of people enjoy. And it can enhance an experience, or it can help ease a bad experience. You know, like, say you're going to a wedding and you're celebrating, or you're at a party and you're having a good time. Maybe you get wasted, so what? You know, say you're mourning something, you're upset about something, and you drink to deal with the loss of it. Yeah, it's understandable. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about people such as myself that, you know, turn to it to just deal with everything. You know, that's unhealthy. But that's how people look at all kinds of things. So that's why I do a lot of content, and many of my posters talk about how, like, everything's a drug. Like, everything can be used as a drug. You can look at another person like they're a drug. That smartphone is like 25 drugs in one. That smartphone is like a fucking dope man. It's like the fucking, it's a crack house. That's what it is. It's a crack house with unlimited crack. So it'll do for you whatever you need it to do. So it's literally the worst thing that every person could have signed up for. But they did, and this is what we're stuck with now. And I really pity people for that, because they really felt like they didn't have a choice in the matter. Now, some of them are waking up to that and going, wow, I do have a choice. I can do something different, and I don't have to revolve my life around this. And what I do on YouTube and just being involved in the comedy scene, like, I kind of sort of have to be on the internet. But, you know, I don't mind, because, you know, I like the people that I've met, and it's a good learning experience for me. Everything's a learning experience, but, you know, being challenged is no longer met with reluctance. Like, I get annoyed sometimes, but that's about it. I'm not, like, pissed off. That's stupid to get pissed off because people are mad at you for stuff that you either can't control, or, like, it's just the way that you are, or, like, this is the kind of art that I want to make because I'm the fucking artist, so I get to decide the art that I make. You know? I don't know how else to explain that. If you don't understand that, you don't understand much. Okay? But anyway, look at the moon. Or whatever that thing is in the sky. I don't know. Do you see it? It's really beautiful though. It's like the clouds are moving just for me. Just so you can see this thing that we've been told is the moon. I got excited. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I really pity people for things that they signed up for that they didn't realize people just don't understand the world. They don't understand the world they live in, and they definitely don't understand themselves. So it's like, I know that I can't handle certain things, so I don't try to handle them anymore. Booze, cigarettes, relationships. I just don't not fuck all that shit up, you know? Tends to end in disaster. It's a good hair day today, believe it or not. Believe it or not, it really is. But, yeah. Like, if I've proven enough times, in enough ways, that when I do this, it's bad. The results are detrimental to me and they're detrimental to others. I'm not going to continue that experiment. It's not an experiment anymore. It's just me proving that I'm self-destructive. And so luckily, I no longer feel like I have to fill that void with something that's like actively destroying me. That doesn't mean that I can't still do self-destructive things. That doesn't mean that I don't ever feel empty from time to time. But there's a lot of stuff that I do. Mainly because of this separation that I feel from everything and everyone. And it does make me sad, but I'm also glad. Like, I relish it in a lot of ways because I don't want to have to need people and, like, having a relationship with God is, like, the most fulfilling thing, you know, and people that have good relationships, from what I've seen, it's because they have a relationship with God. At the very least, they have a good relationship with themselves, okay? So I read something, and I thought that I should read it to you guys. This is from the Wisdom of Sirach, chapter 10, starting at verse 7. Arrogance is hateful before God and man, and wrongdoing is offensive to both. Dominion is transferred from nation to nation because of wrongdoing, insolence, and wealth. How can he who is earth and ashes be arrogant? Because even while living, his insides are decaying. Man, that's just pow, pow, pow. A physician scoffs at a long illness, and a king today will also die tomorrow. When a man dies, he will inherit reptiles, wild animals, and worms. The beginning of a man's arrogance is to depart from the Lord, for his heart withdraws from the one who created him. For the beginning of arrogance is sin, and he who takes hold of it will pour out an abomination. Therefore, the Lord will bring them extraordinary distress and completely destroy them. The Lord pulls down the thrones of rulers and seats the gentle in their place. The Lord plucks out the roots of nations and plants the humble in their place. The Lord overthrows the lands of the nations and destroys them to the foundations of the earth. He removes some of them and destroys them, and puts an end to their memory on the earth. Arrogance was not created by mankind, nor fierce anger by the offspring of women. This is why I love this book so much, you guys. I cannot stress it enough. This is dope. Okay, this is dope for me. Okay, I am getting high right now. Do y'all not feel it? Do y'all not feel me going up the skate lift? It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yeah, it's like, why would we ever be arrogant about anything? You know? Like, anything that I know because of God. And if I'm smarter than other people, it's because God chose me to have that knowledge. And other people don't have it. And yeah, I can get better and I can get annoyed. But it doesn't last, thank God. It doesn't last because it's just stupid. It's pointless. It's completely futile to be mad that the world is so dumb. They're just not conscious, you know? They're not conscious. And liars, I don't think that they have a choice. I really don't. Like, the more that I read this book, the less I'm convinced that, like, free will is an actual thing. Because it just seems like so many people are just stuck in their ways. I mean, I'm stuck in my ways too, you know? It's just that my ways tend to go against the world. My ways tend to go with my spiritual nature rather than my materialistic nurture. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I should write that on a poster. Spiritual, how do I say that though? Spiritual nature versus material nurture. It's not that the material has to be bad. It's just that people choose that over their spirit. They choose that in place of their spirit, you know? So if the material is sucking out the spirit, if people just had a smartphone and they just use it whenever they need to use it and that's it, wouldn't be an issue. If people just use social networks to network with people, the motherfuckers that invented this shit, they knew exactly what was going to happen. Okay? They're psychopaths. They knew exactly what was going to happen. So they just trusted that everybody was going to just suck it up and do whatever they were told to do. And so, yeah. It's like when you see that, when you see like, right, how we are in darkness. We are in darkness. It's like, how could I possibly have anything but pity and like sorrow for the world and like the way that it is and things that people feel like they have to do that they don't, and it just makes me really sad, you know? I read something else that I thought was really good. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is from The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, starting at verse 12. Wisdom is radiant and unfading. This is the Orthodox Study Bible, by the way, in case you're wondering if the version doesn't make sense to you. I do have the King James Version, which I read more often, but I really like this one because of the little, like, footnotes at the bottom. Okay, so wisdom is radiant and unfading, and is easily perceived by those who love her, for she is found by those who seek her. Don't you find it interesting that wisdom is used in the female pronoun? So yeah, women are supposed to be wise, and we're supposed to have this understanding and sincerity and intuition. Okay? So wisdom is also used in the female pronoun in Proverbs. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Wisdom is radiant and unfading and is easily perceived by those who love her. For she is found by those who seek her. She comes upon those who long to know her beforehand. He who rises early in the morning to seek her will not grow weary, for he will find her sitting at his gates. For to think deeply about her is the perfection of discernment, and he who keeps watch for her will soon be free from worry, because she goes about seeking those worthy of her, and she appears to them favorably in their paths and meets them in every thought. For the beginning of wisdom is a very genuine desire for instruction, and careful attention to instruction is the love of her. Now this love is the keeping of her laws, and giving heed to her laws is the assurance of incorruption, and incorruption brings one near to God. So desire for wisdom leads to a kingdom. That's why Jesus says that the kingdom of heaven is within you. Because we are naturally wise. We naturally possess this understanding and intuition about everything. But because we live in this material world that's constantly trying to suck it out, we think, oh no, I can't trust that. I have to trust a psychiatrist. I have to trust the politician. I have to trust these people on a commercial that are getting paid to sell me some bullshit products that aren't actually going to solve my problem. But the wisdom is radiant and unfading and is easily perceived by those who love her. Yeah, like, a lot of stuff is just so blatantly obvious. Like common sense, right? I feel like there's a lot of emotional sense. But people look at emotion like it's the enemy. Much like material stuff. That's why I say, you know, as much as I hate smartphones and social media, that's actually not the problem. People don't know how to use it. And the people that created it knew that they don't know how to use it. They knew that this shit would happen. It's like opium is a plant. It's medicine. And it can serve a great purpose. But if people abuse it, they might overdose. You know? Or they'll just become a drug addict. But these people that make pharmaceuticals, like, they know, okay, this is addictive. Let's add even more addictive shit to it. Because they want to make money and exploit people. Can you really blame them? Can you really blame them for just taking advantage of a golden opportunity? I mean, come on, man. You got to look at it like a psychopath and then you'll get it. You'll understand the world. And when you see people as dull, you know, they just don't think about stuff very much. They're not conscious of, like, the reality of things. They're not conscious of, like, the multi-layered reality. Like, that underneath the surface, there's a lot That's not pleasant. It's definitely not convenient. You know? Yeah, of course. Of course they're gonna abuse the hell out of those motherfuckers. And it helps that they can't take criticism. And then whenever they're told, yeah, you don't need all that shit you think you need. Like, yeah, they're gonna defend all that exploitation to the ends of the earth, you know? How can it be a crime against humanity when humanity doesn't see that it's a crime?